Welcome to the Future Tech Spotlight online learning platform. If you find my videos helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. Today we will begin a hands-on session about R data types, structures and objects. These are all fundamentals for starting any type of program in R. So let's start with today's session. Today in hands-on session, we will start with the data types object. Our data type involve, or you can say our data types are having variables, vector, factor, array, matrix, functions. These are all data types under R. So we will see this all one by one. First of all, if I want to assign a normal data to the normal variable, then how we can assign this? So we require to assign this using this operator less than hyphen. This is the assignment operator in R. Okay, so we require to use this. Now here I have divided this window in two parts. One is my presentation and another one is the workspace given by the R Studio. Okay, so now we will simultaneously do these things so that you will get to know how we can work on R practically. Okay, so now suppose I want to insert one value, let's say 34 in variable x, then x less than hyphen is the assignment operator 34 and it will give you, it will assign the value to the variable x. Now how to see this? Just write down the x and you will find the value of the x. The value of x is 34. Okay, another alternative method is print x. Print of x is also give the same output for the variable. Now suppose you want to find out the data types. Okay, which data type that particular variable is having. Okay, let's say I have already assigned x less than less than hyphen 34, means I have assigned 34 to x. So now I want to know the class, data type class of the variable x. Then how we can find out? So class of x, and you can find out it is numeric. Yes, default data type is numeric, where you can insert any type of numeric value including decimal points value. Okay, same way if the data is, let's say data is your character data. Okay, like this. Okay, so here you will get the value character. If the data type value is boolean, you will get the value like this logical. And if the value is 10.1, 10.00, it means what? 10.00 means 10.00 means decimal value is there. So if my value of v is 10.01, it will return numeric only. Okay, so class of v will be numeric. Clear? So that way we can assign the value of to the variable, and we come to know what data type that particular variable is having. The same way, if you want to check the data type, whether the particular variable is numeric or not, let's say. Okay, so how we can do this? So v is, I know that v is already a numerical value or numerical variable, and I just want to check whether it is numeric or not. Dot numeric v. Okay, and here we are getting the value true. It means this particular variable is numeric variable. Okay, the same way, suppose I am having some variable, let's say y. Okay, and the value is, let's say xyz, some string value is there. Okay, and if I want to check whether this is numeric or not. Okay, so y, enter. Now this is false, means this particular variable y is not numeric variable. Okay, but if I change this particular data type to character, then it will give true. So that way we can check whether the particular variable is numeric data type or character data type or integer. That way we can find out. Okay, we can also transfer variable data type from one data type to another data type. This transformation we can do using as object. Okay, as dot integer, as dot numeric, as dot character means you are transferring one particular variable data type to another data type. Let's, for example, suppose v is one character data type and having a value 1 2 3. Okay, so if I'll use is dot character, it will return true in this particular case. Now I want to convert this particular character data type into numeric. How to do this? As dot numeric. Okay, and here we require to write the variable name. Enter. Okay, so now if I'll do, I'll just print v. I am getting the value 1 2 3. Why? Because I have to assign this particular variable which I have transform the data type, okay, to another variable. Okay, so I require to assign this. Suppose I am assigning to the same variable. Okay, so this variable data type will get changed. Okay, so here you can see this 1 2 3. Now if I'll write is dot character, it will return false, and if I'll write is dot numeric, it will return true. So that way we can change the data type also. But in this case we required a specific data type for that structure. Okay, but now suppose here I am having value ABC and I want to transfer this, but no, I want to change the data type to numeric. That is not possible because we cannot change one ABC or XYZ into any number. Okay, so that way the data should be a valid data. So that way we can use the variable. Now control L we can use for clear screen. Okay, now suppose I want to use a vector array, single dimension array. Okay, so in that case single dimension vector we can use using command using function C. C is the list concatenation operator. So C 1 comma 2 comma 3, it means what? We are having array of 1 2 3. Okay, in v, variable v. Here you can see this print v is giving you a single dimension array or list 1 2 3. Okay, so this way we can use the simple data structure, that is numeric vector. Okay, and here we require to use function C for combining the elements. Okay, now suppose I want to work on this vector. Okay, so how to work on this vector? First of all, I want to see the length of the vector. Vector length, for vector length we are having function length of v, and here we will get the function length, sorry, typing mistake. Here we can write the function length, and yes, we are getting the value 3 as a length of the vector. So value length is here 3. Here we can also see the dimension of the vector. If we want to see, there is no dimension currently. Okay, so that way this is a vector data type having no dimension currently. Okay, if we attach dimension to this vector, it will become another data type that we will see in the future. Okay, now suppose I want to perform some operations on vector. We can perform operation directly on the vector. Yes, suppose I want to add some value to this vector. Let's say I want to increase the data by, let's say, +2. Okay, so v +2. Here we can see this, instead of 1 2 3, now we will get the data 3 4 5. But we have not stored somewhere. Okay, so the value of vector is again similar, 1 2 3 only. Okay, if you want to store this data, then you require to write like this, v +2. It means whatever the new data we are having, that will be stored in the variable v itself. Okay, and now if we want to print, then we will get value 3 4 5. So that way we can work on a vector. Suppose we want to divide the vector, okay, by the value v only, 1 upon v. So here we are having the data. Okay, so 1 upon 3, 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 5 data we are getting through this 1 upon v value. Okay, so that is there. If we want to use this particular vector in a list, that is also possible. Let's say suppose I want to use this v itself in my list. Let's say my list is 1, 2, then v, then 3, 4, for example. So now this v will be replaced by the value 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that also you can do. Now we can see and check this. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then rest 3 and 4 element. So this way we can use this value. Here we have done this. C operator is for what? Concatenation of all the vectors or all the elements we are having in the list. Clear, everyone? Then now we can use functions also. Vector function. How to use this vector function? Suppose I want to find out the mean of this particular vector. Okay, so how to do this? So mean v. Okay, so here is the average of this particular data list. Okay, 3.14. Same way we can use all these functions easily. Even if we are having any real data type, real data, then an imaginary data, then also we can work on this particular data with the variable. Okay, so that is possible. Now suppose I want to generate vector. Okay, now suppose in my list, let's say for example I am having 100 elements. Okay, so I cannot write 1, 2, 3 up to 100. Okay, so in that case you can generate also. Okay, how to generate this? So to generate any list, we have a operator colon. So 1 colon 100 means it will give you a 100 element in the vector data type vector variable v. Okay, and if you want to use sequence, that is also possible. Sequence v 1, 100. Okay, and then v same value. Okay, so we can use this way also and this way also. But the important part of the sequence function is what? Here you can give the incremental parameter also. Incremental parameter means what? Suppose I have written 1, 100, 10. It means what? Every time next element will be increased by 10. Okay, so here we can write down this comma 10. It means 1, then 11, then 21 up to 100. Okay, so this way we can get the list, a ready-made list for this. Okay, now suppose I want to replicate some value for multiple times. Okay, that is also possible. We can generate it. Suppose I want to replicate the value for 100 times, let's say, and I want to use that particular list somewhere. Okay, so how to do that? To do this, so replicate then 2, 10. Okay, let's say 2, 10, or is this we require to store somewhere. So suppose in again variable v. So now variable v is having list of 10 times 2 as a element. Okay, so this way also we can generate list. So the 3 different ways we are having to generate list manually. Okay, and so we don't have to generate list manually. This is automated list. Okay, through function. Okay, now suppose we have seen vector, we have seen different data type like numeric, character, integer. Okay, we have seen how to work on the vector. Okay, but we can work with the Boolean character also. What is Boolean character? Which will return or which will store value true and false, only binary value true and false, and it will always work on logical operators like less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to, double equal to. These are the operators used by this true and false variables, okay, for operations. So now suppose I want to create a list of Boolean data type. Okay, so that is possible. Here we are having this, okay, Boolean data type. We are having C, V, true, false. Okay, so now I am having two element in variable V, which are having Boolean data type. Okay, so this way we can do. Now suppose I want to generate some Boolean data type based on some condition. That is also possible. So condition is just written over here. 1:9 means what? 1:9 means it will generate number from 1 to 9. There is no incremental parameter, so it will increment by 1 default. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. But suppose I have written greater than 5. It means whatever the data will appear here, it will check the condition greater than 5, and if it is true, then only it will be stored in the vector V. Clear? So suppose store in the vector V as true, and rest of the element which are not satisfying this particular condition, it will be stored in the variable as false. Okay, so as per the condition, true and false will be stored, and you will get the 9 Boolean variables. Okay, so here we can see this. Okay, first element is 1, 1 is greater than 5, false. 2 is greater than 5, false. Suppose 5 greater than 5, false. 6 greater than 5, yes, true. True, true, true. So this way we are getting Boolean data list, or you can say Boolean vector variable. Okay. Now suppose we are having data in the string format in vector. Okay, so string format like this. Okay, so that is also possible. In that case, you require to write all the data in double quotation. Okay, so here we have written already, and we will get the output like this. Okay, now suppose you want to create a vector as a particular you can say format. Okay, so that you can do through this paste function. What this paste function will do? Paste function will do the first character of the array or vector. First character of the vector is first value of the vector is what? 1, second time 2, and third time 3. And the second parameter is second value. Second value क्या है? 3. Second element के लिए 2, 4 and then 5. Just like this, 3, 4 and 5. और फर्स्ट के लिए 1, 2, 3 है, तो 1, 2 and 3. And this particular number we require to separate from star character. So star character is there, and the whole thing is in the form of string. Clear? So now suppose I want to use this paste function. Okay, we will take only 2 parameter. Okay, 3, 2, 4 and separate by dash. Okay, so that is also possible. We will get value like this. Now suppose I will use separate parameter, then we will get value like this. Clear? So if we required this particular character in between, then what we require to do? We require to use separate parameter, separate variable. Separate is equal to any character or any pattern you want in between this 2 number. So that is also possible. Now suppose we want to use arrays. Okay, how the vector different from array? So in array we can use multidimensional data. Okay, we can use different we can you perform different operations on array. So that is what that is how it is different. So using vector also we can create array. Okay, so the data type array can be created by the function array. Array, the first parameter is data. Let's say as per given value 1:10 means here we are having data 1 to 10, and we require to give the list of dimension. Now list of dimension means vector 2 comma 5. 2 means row, first is row and another one is column. So 2 column, 2 row, 5 column. Okay, and data is 1 to 10. Okay, so this way we will get the data. Okay, array of 2-dimension data. Now suppose we want to create array using vector only. I don't want to use this array particular array function. Okay, so that is also possible. Okay, how to do this? So first we require to create an array. Okay, so we require to create a vector. Let's say 1 2 3 4. This is what the vector is. Okay, of list of 4 element 1 2 3 4. Then we require to give the dimension. Dimension means it's a 1-dimension data or 2-dimension data that we require to give to this vector. Okay, so my dimension V is C 2 comma 2 means what? 2 rows 2 column. Okay, so whatever the data we are having 1 2 3 4, it will be converted into 2 rows 2 column data. Okay, so this is this. Okay, so now the output will be different. Clear? And this is my another way to create array. Okay, now suppose you want to create an array with measure order. Okay, that is possible. For example, let's say we are having one data, vector data 1 to 8, that is 1 2 3 4 up to 8. This is what the list of the element in this particular vector, and we have given the dimension. This is 3-dimension data. Okay, so 3-dimension 2 rows column and third dimension is again 2. Okay, so this way we are having 3-dimension data. Okay, and how this data will be generated like this. Okay, for first element we are having this 2-dimension data, and for second element we are having this 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so that way we will get the data. Okay, clear everyone? So now suppose I want to check or I want to retrieve some data from this 3-dimensional array. How to do this? So v, whatever the variable is there, v 2 comma 1 comma 2, it means 2 is my this element, 1 first row, 2 means second, first column second row. Okay, so the element is 6. And what is the class of this particular variable? The class is array. Clear? So this way multi-dimensional array we can create using this vector. Another data type of this R is metric. Okay, how to create 2D array in the form of metric. So for metric also we are having parameter data, row and column. Okay, same data, row and column. This is the matrix. Okay, so matrix, here we can write down matrix data, let's say 1 colon 4 2 comma 2. So this is 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, now another way to create matrix is give the literal list of the data. Okay, so here we are having one vector data. Okay, vector data, then n row, number of row is equal to 3 and number of column n col is equal to 3. This way also we can create matrix 3 by 3. This is 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, and if you want to check the dimension of the matrix, then dimension of the matrix we can check dim and then matrix variable. So here suppose we are having matrix variable m. Okay, and we want to check the dimension of m. So this is 2 by 2 matrix. And if we want to find out the attribute of m, so that is also possible. This is 2 by 2. Okay, so this way we can find out the dimension of the given matrix. Okay, Now, the very important functions of this particular matrix operation is C bind and R bind, which are used in a research problem also. So what is this C bind and R bind? Column bind and row bind. Okay. Now suppose we are having some, let's say for example, two matrix mat1 and 2, and if we want to attach two matrix and we want to create one matrix out of it. Okay, so there are two ways we can attach. We can attach like this also, and we can attach like this also. Okay, so how we are attaching, based on that we require to use the function. If we want a concatenation like thing, okay, so this is or we required a pattern of matrix like this, then we required C bind function, and if we want like this, then we required R bind function. We will see one example so that we come to know how to do this. Okay, so this is C bind and R bind function. First of all, for that we required two vector or two matrix. Okay, so now I am taking here vector 1 2 3. This is my first vector, and y is my second vector 4 5 6. Okay, and now I want pattern like this, so what I require to do is C bind x comma y. So see this 1 2 3 4 5 6. So my x data and y data coming besides this x data this way. Okay, and suppose I want to get this type of pattern, then this is the method. Okay, 1 2 3 and 4 5 6. Clear? So what type of final data we required, based on that we require to use this R bind or C bind function. This is very, very important. This particular function is very, very important in research problem also. Another way to use this R bind, we can use to create matrix also. Suppose for example we are having one matrix from data 1 to 9, 3 by 3 matrix is there. So this is the final matrix, matrix A, and from this matrix A I want to generate matrix B. How to do that? Okay, so to generate this matrix B, I am using R bind function. R bind matrix A is my data, comma C 10 comma 11 comma 12. This is another vector, okay, which will be used in the row bind. So ये vector कहाँ पे जाएगा? In fourth line. So here we are having vector matrix A over here, and then this vector data over here, and we are getting matrix B out of it. So this way also we can use R bind. Okay, now suppose I want to use diagonal element only in my operations. Okay, how to capture this diagonal elements in matrix. Okay, that is also very important in matrix operation. Okay, so now suppose I am having data matrix 1 colon 16 comma 4 by 4. So I am having this 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, and I am generating one index variable using C bind value, C bind function 1 colon 4 comma 1 colon 4. Okay, now just check this index. Okay, so this is 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. This is the data I am having in this index matrix. Okay, now and you just check this diagonal element position. This is 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. Now I want to capture this and I want to make this particular element 0. How to do this? Very simple. Whatever the matrix value is there, I just want to save this matrix in some functions. Okay, I can use this matrix So metric data, whatever the metric data is there, it is there in mat function, mat variable, sorry, and mat index 1 0. What it will do, whatever the metric is there in 1 element, first time 1 element will become 0, then second time 2 element becomes 0, then 3 then 4. So all the index value will become 0. Now here we can see this mat and here you can see this, all the diagonal elements are 0. So this way we can capture diagonal element if we want to capture. Okay. Now in this cbind function, suppose we are having data, not enough data, let's say for example, okay, not enough data to make the to create this metric. Okay, so what this particular function cbind 1:4, 1:8. Now what it will do, first element is 1 to 4 and second element is 1 to 8. So and enter. How it will do this cbind, column bind? So for column bind we required equal number of data, right? But here we don't have equal number of data. In first column we are having only 4 data and for second column we are having 8 data. So how to do, how it will work cbind? So what it will do, it will go in loop and replicate itself. So after 1 2 3 4 again 1 2 3 4. Okay. So if the data is not enough, then it will replicate itself and it will fill the data. But it will be useful only and only the second data is multiple of first. Okay, let's say this particular column is having 4 data, the next data is having 8, so multiple of this. Okay, if I write like this 1 to 6 and 1 to 8, it will give error, not enough data. Okay, so this way the warning will come and we will not get the required cbind data. Clear? So this is important. Then transpose of metric. What is transpose of metric? So row to column, column to row, very simple. And for that we require to use what? T function. Okay, whatever the matrix we are having, let's say for example we are having this metric, okay, and T of mat, what it will do? It will give transpose. Okay, original is this is original, and transpose T of mat, you are getting row to column, column to row. See, first column, row, second column, second row, third column, third row, and so on. So that way you will get. Even you want to find out the determinant of a particular given metric, that is also possible. The function is det mat and you will get the determinant. Okay, and det transpose, that is also possible. Okay, so this way we can get the value of determinant of that particular metric. So this is what we have learned today, different structures. The structures like data structures like vector, array, matrix. We have seen different data types also, how we can work with this data type. We have seen in today's video. Okay, in next video we will see the different structures like while loop, for loop, then how to create functions are, that we will see in the next video. Okay, so thank you everyone.